Last week's episode of Atlanta has got fans talking due to a kiss between two of the series stars, Donald Glover and LaKeith Stanfield. After the episode was released, viewers were quick to offer their own opinions on the scene, as some thought this was another approach to support Hollywood's agenda of effeminating black men. One user would say, Hollywood will make these black men do anything for money, what Dave Chappelle wasn't down for. Now, before we get into today's topic, don't forget early voting has started. Voting is not the only answer, but it's a powerful tool we have for change, so don't waste it. If you're in Georgia and need a ride to the polls, call the People's Agenda at 877-524-8683. Today we have our company hype analysts, Yamanika Saunders and Pierre calling to the show to give their thoughts and reactions. Now, Pierre, I want to go ahead and dive right into this one. I'm going to start with you on this one. What's your reaction to it? Are you surprised that this scene even happened?
Not for that show and those two artists, especially LaKeith. He likes to push the edge on stuff. I don't know, man. I mean, I want to say was it necessary, but I get because we're so homophobic, so that was pushing the envelope on that, showing how homophobic we are, putting a price tag on some shoes and how much somebody would want something, what they're willing to do. And it wasn't like slap an old lady across the street or beat somebody up. It was like to do a kiss. That was the biggest problem of all. The envelope is being pushed on stuff. I mean, I'm afraid to see what the next episode is. Two men sitting there talking about, let me just put the head in next and shit. Is that what it's going to be? Holy shit. I mean, so it was just pushing the envelope.
Absolutely. Now, before I go to Yamanika, I do want to make sure we mention we weren't able to show the actual clip here on the show due to licensing purposes. So, we are talking about things from that episode. I think you can find it on Hulu where it is streaming. But Yamanika, let me come over to you and get your reaction to, what are your thoughts? Are you even surprised, that this scene did happen?
I mean, we was talking about some stuff with P-Valley, who is still shocked? I think the first male on male kiss happened when like Stewie kissed Mr. Burns or some shit. Who knows? It was a quick kiss. I think one of the biggest topics is, right, the biggest issue is that a lot of black males feel emasculated by the industry because it seems like for black men to participate in entertainment, there has to be some form of wearing a dress, some form of, showing that they can be gay. And I think oftentimes people think that is an agenda when you see that over and over. While I do believe that, listen, white people have no problem putting us in positions where we are playing less than who we can be. I think we have to look at the fact that this particular scene was written by a black man on a show that is produced by a black man and created by a black man. And I don't really think the agenda was so much gay here as much as it was them trying to do something funny and like putting themselves in this awkward scenario where they would have to kiss to get shoes.
Right. Absolutely. Now, Pierre, I want to come back to you because I think Yamanika brought up some good points there, but I'm interested to know, why do you think so many people take offense? You have people that are upset, but some people are genuinely offended by seeing these two male kiss, especially being that they have, heterosexual regular lives outside of acting. Pierre, what do you think? Why do you think people are so offended?
Well, one thing about saying that they have regular lives outside of it, they're actors, so that's
right.
No different than the murderer. The rapist in a movie has an outside life. He's not a murderer and a rapist. So for some reason, we can differentiate between that. I remember in the late 90s, so many, hip hop movies was killing and murdering and shooting and killing and shooting and killing and killing and murder and shooting and drugs, murder and killing, murder and killing, murder and killing. And wasn't much said like that. We didn't have an uproar. Some people did say something, yes, but it wasn't a major uproar. Mm-hmm. Now, we've finished up murdering enough of each other. Now they're trying something different. And now it seems like they're going to a side where, there are black homosexuals in the United States. I'm sorry for those who don't realize that out there. And they're showing more scenes of and more films of homosexuals. And now people are up in arms on that. Again, don't know why they weren't up on arms when it was murder, drugs, killing, murder, raping, killing, murder, raping, killing, raping. It wasn't that much then. But I guess, when we see somebody kill another black man, it's, hey, man, this is what happened. This is what happened. We go to this part of the hood. But, you kiss a black man, it's like, hell no, it's about to all break out. So I'll let y'all fight that fight. I don't give two shits.
Right. Yeah, no, that's definitely a tough thing to have to understand and say, yeah, that is kind of true. Yamanika, let me bring you in on that. What are your thoughts? Why do you think so many people are offended by seeing these two male actors, you know, not them in their real life, but these two actors kiss on the show?
I mean, I'm really at a shock and a loss for why people are upset. We all have seen, as Pierre says, people play characters that they not all the time. I played a skinny bitch once. Pierre played a dark skinned nigga in the 80s. Who knows? You know what I mean? So we go to church. We know the choir director gay half the time. You got a boyfriend of you know, one of your male friends is gay. You know, so when we see it on television and people go gross and all this other stuff, I always take a look at the dudes that get so up in arms about it. I'm not saying that you have to agree with the lifestyle, but this over exasperation of how upset you got, that just turn the shit off if you don't want to see it. And if it bothers you that much when it's turned off and you're not watching it, your eyes are closed and you still can see two gay niggas kissing in the wind, then you come on out of the closet, right? Because some of these niggas, let's be real, some of these niggas that have such homophobia, these niggas is in the closet. Come on out, Papa. You know what I'm saying? We got a show waiting for you, baby. You know what I mean? Like, every real nigga I ever been with that's a nigga ain't worrying about no niggas kissing because they too busy, you know, checking out pussy.
Right. Let me ask you something, Yamanika, and I want your like exact reaction, especially from a woman, because you know some men are just kind of, you know, they feel uncomfortable, they kind of get a little shaky in the seat. How did you as a woman, when you watched it, what was your initial reaction when you saw it?
I didn't think anything about it. But again, and I'm gonna have to get shirts that say two things can be true, right? I could not think anything about it and also understand that there are men who have a problem with it, right? In terms of imaging, because people like to say, oh, I say one thing, I say another thing, I say. So let me get it very clear. There's a difference between being homophobic and there's a difference between being a Black man that thinks there's an agenda that's being moved forward to act like all you can be as a Black man on screen is either gay or in some type of feminine position. You understand? That I agree with. If we are not seeing different varieties of Black men in their strength and in their power, I understand where Black men are coming from with that. But also, that's why you need to own your own shit. That's why you need to make your own shit. If you expect somebody to get your imaging correct and they're not you or they're not consulting you, then this is why we're having the problems that we're having now. Sorry, the industry is calling me to tell me to shut up. You know I'm a part of the Illuminati. Hello? I'm sorry. Yes, I'll send another blood sacrifice.
Now, Pierre, let me bring you in on the next question, because I think you made a great point about, you know, LaKeith being an actor that likes to push the line in his career. So he did do an interview with Hollywood Reporter where DJ Vlad would turn that headline into him saying he always wanted to play a gay role, and LaKeith would, you know, elaborate on that, and here's what he had to say. He said, I've always wanted to play a gay role because I wanted to experience and feel and understand what that meant. Yes, I was saying I wanted to experience love through a lens I hadn't experienced before through a character. After all, love is love. Of course, Vlad strikes again, trying to make the fact a dramatic and negative thing. I'm not surprised. I'm a Black man and he's Vlad. Out of all the things I said in the interview with THR, you chose to zoom in on this and try to frame me in a way where your fans can hate me. You ain't slick. Too bad most people aren't deeply bigoted and so don't care about to grab your bait. Vlad, of course, would respond by saying, hey, this is something that you said. You put it out there. All I was doing was reposting it for the people. So, Pierre, with all that being said and being that you are an actor, do you think Black actors and comedians have a limitation on their art because of the expectations that people may put on them?
No, you only limit yourself by what you let yourself be limited by. Don't let other people do. Let's be honest, man. LaKeith is a fantastic actor. You loved him in The Harder They Fall. You loved him in Get Out. Sorry to, I think it is Sorry to Bother You, and other movies, countless Judas, and the other one, I can't remember that, Judas and the Black something. So many great things he's done in movies. And now we're gonna just put him to the side because he kissed the dude. Like, man, he ain't that good of that. He knows some wild shit. Well, he's the same wild dude that you liked in other stuff. He's an actor. He's a fantastic actor. He just chooses to go and do anything he wants to do, which I applaud him about. Damn what y'all saying. Damn what y'all saying. Okay? The next thing he turn around, he played Malcolm X. Y'all be like, oh my God, he was fantastic. Best actor I ever seen. No, he's the same nigga was kissing the other guy, Glover in the car in the van. Okay? So let's stop playing every week. We feel like we want to dislike somebody, like somebody. That's as bad as this platform here. Some weeks they love me, some weeks they hate me, some weeks they love Yamanique or whoever or Capone. They wishy-washy. I'm in it to win it. I ain't going nowhere. So deal with it. That's what I am. Every time you watch the show, deal with it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I'm a performer and I'm going to give you what I give you in honesty, in my heart. You might not like it. It is what it is. So as an actor, don't let somebody limit you. As a performer, do you, and let those who like you roll with you, and those who don't, let them talk about it. Vlad knew what he did. Vlad knew what he was doing. Like I said, he picked a certain thing out to get some traction to be moved. That's what happens. This is what the business is about, you know?
Absolutely. I don't think you could have said any better. Now, Yamanique, I see you over there moving, so I'm interested to know your thoughts on this. Do you think Black actors and comedians, they kind of have this limitation on their art because of the expectations that people put on them?
Well, listen, I think it's very important for people to create their own body of work, right? So, let's go back to that. I know many people in the comment think I'm just some fat, ugly, big bitch that don't do nothing but hang on the coattails of Pierre whenever he want to throw me some crumbs. But I am a television writer.
You ain't ugly.
Of course not, darling. We know we know that.
Right.
But one of the things that I like to do when I'm in a room, right, especially when the room may not be that diverse, or they may have brought us in for diversity or, different representation, because they're doing that with people of color, they're doing with gender, all kinds of stuff. So a lot of the conversations that are happening are from people that are in the room that want to authenticate an experience, right? So there's times when I'll be in a room and it could be super white, and we have Black characters, and I'm like, well, this person wouldn't say that, or it don't look good for them to do that. So we just have to have more representation of that. And people have to understand, if someone's watching it, it's going to be on. So don't get mad at the people that are putting out this information for you. Get mad at the people that's watching it. Y'all need to be arguing and fist fighting right now in the comment section, because that show is hot and all these shows are hot because the people in the comment section are watching the shows.
And that is so true. I just want to say this. I tried to experiment on my show recently this week with Delay. I put out a clip that was us arguing about to get in a fight, and it got so many views in like a day, like 75,000 views. I was like, what? Now I put out, my podcast has a lot of great artists on it. They speak about a lot of great things. They're emotional. A lot of things have been said really well on my show. But then I never has a clip gone that fast, except when George Wallace was doing the F you, F them. But it just showed the appetite for that. And it was actually not even a real clip. We just played off something in the middle of it. And I put it out yesterday and the whole episode. But it's just funny how people gravitate to drama. They want negativity. They love to live into the negativity. Let stuff live, man. But it just showed, like DJ Vlad doing this little situation with putting that little clip out, writing, whatever. Yeah, he said it, but you picked the one thing that you wanted everybody to jump on, and people jump on it. We're so easily to be baited, man. It's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, and I want to add to that point real quick, because speaking of DJ Vlad, I mean, weren't we also as a community trying to figure out why there was a man that was supposed to be white who was putting out all this Black content? I mean, that was the conversation I thought we were having. Make note, I mean, I don't participate one way or the other because I don't like to, it's not that I don't like to watch DJ Vlad. It's just that when I hear a voice in the background, it reminds me of, what was the show we grew up on, that cartoon with the dark guy in the back with the cat, all you saw was his hands. It's like, I want to see somebody get involved with their interviews like we do. We put our faces and our integrities on the line. But I know people were complaining about that. They said he wasn't a Black person and he was getting money off the Black people. So let's stick to one thing and keep it there, and then start chiseling other things down, because there's a lot of hypocrisy in our community to complain about one thing and then wonder why something else. Just like Pierre said, he tried to put out some highbrow, high-level comedy and content for you, but you'll tune in for the fights. Then we complain about, I ain't about to do nothing fighting, because that's what you're gonna watch.
Right. Yeah, it is.
We're show business. We trying to show you niggas some shit so we can get some money from the business. Show business, not show volunteer, not show customer service or how can I help you, not show foster care, show business. And niggas are making a lot of money off of your eyeballs. So make sure that where you put your eyeballs are also where you want to put your dollars.
I think you both made great points. And again, you know, Pierre, I think you hit the head right on, or the nail right on the head. It's acting. You know, people are upset at this, but it's acting. And a big kudos to Donald Glover for a successful 4 seasons of Atlanta. I think this is the final season. So congratulations to him, and as well as LaKeith Stanfield. Kudos to all of them for what they're doing and changing. Like you said, Yamanika, being in the room and being the writer and creator and owner of that show. So congratulations to them. I appreciate both of you for chiming on this topic. Of course, before we head out, I need to know what y'all have going on. So Pierre, I'll start with you. What do you have coming up, and how can people follow you?
This Friday, a couple of days from now, if you're in the Washington, D.C. area, I'll be headlining the City Winery for 2 shows. City Winery in Washington, D.C. November 4th for my folks in Birmingham, Alabama. I'll be at the Stardome. Better get them tickets. November 4th, and like I said, Birmingham. If you want to follow me at Comic Pierre. And also, we got a hell of a show show this week on Pierre's Panic Room with my man D-Lay. Very funny comic, and you'll see how it unfolds. So check it out, and I appreciate the love.
Absolutely, and I was there for that filming, and man, that was some great acting. Great acting. Yeah, Monique, I'll kick it over to you. What do you have coming up, and how can people follow you?
Well, I just want to say this. Thank you. I had a couple of people show up to my show in Detroit. I've had some people show up from the comment section of Comedy Hype. So listen, even some trolls, and they're super nice. Thank you guys. Like, it's so, and go see Pierre. Like, it's so fun when you guys come out to shows and come up to us after. So, you know, even though we, you know, say what we say here and go back and forth, we really appreciate you guys for supporting us. You can check me out in the New York Comedy Festival. I have my own show live with Yamanika. It's going to be at Caroline's, 9:45 p.m. on November the 7th. And you can go on the website starting tomorrow to purchase your tickets there. So hopefully everybody who's in the New York tri-state area comes out November 7th to see the show at Caroline's. And it's just going to be a good old fun time.
And how can people follow you?
You can follow me at everything at Yamanika.
Awesome. Again, thank you both for chiming in on this topic. Well, you heard from us. Now we'll hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts about Donald Glover and LaKeith Stanfield being called out for kissing each other? And before we go, don't forget to vote. And if you need a ride to the polls, call the coalition at the People's Agenda at 877-524-8683. Once again, that's 877-524-8683. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
In those comments.
And they're actors.
What's up, y'all? This your boy K-Rob, and for years, you come to us to get the latest news in comedy and for your favorite comedians. Now you come to us for even more news in the world of sports, music, and pop culture. We're bringing you some of our classic shows you love, like Unforgotten, the Comedy Hype News Show, and more of our one-on-one interviews. We're more than just laughs. We're the culture, the leaders in truth, and well, your streamer just got a little more blacker. Welcome to Hype Plus.